season. Let's get to our next clip of the day, man. This is courtesy of Cleveland Browns Daily over there in the Cleveland Browns Network. This is Za'Darius Smith and Shelby Harris talking about why why it was special for them to come back to Cleveland. Both of those guys played for one of the defensive lines. Before we take a look at the deep dive in the Browns defensive line, let's take a look at what Za'Darius Smith and Shelby Harris had to say about why this was such a special place to be, and they're excited about this upcoming year.
I can say I've been in this situation, 6 times now, to be able to make it to the playoffs and just get an opportunity. And being in Baltimore, getting ready to play Cleveland, like, okay, we're about to play Cleveland. Yeah, this is a stat game, And to come here is really not like that anymore. We're taking advantage of every opportunity. And like I said, it's the start of something special. And it's only going to get bigger from here.
Absolutely.
I just think it was just to be a part of something with this fan base. And, everyone's always heard about how crappy the Browns have been. Let's just be honest about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
not anymore.
No.
Well, no, and that's the thing, though, to be a part of that, the changing of the guard, to be a part of, this new Browns era that's coming in, that's what was cool about it. You know what I mean? Because even before the season, like when I got here, nobody expected anything of us. Then the minute that Deshaun went down, nobody expected anything of us.
Right.
Chubbs, Deshaun, like every injury that would happen, everyone was like, oh, they're done. They're done. Count them out. And all we kept doing was just kept responding every week. So, that's what made it special. And then, just to have the support of the fan base, and then that last game you said, against the Jets, like, I've never been a part of anything like that. You know what I mean? Where, like, after the game, you're going around high-fiving everybody, just like hanging out with the fans. Like, as a pro, that's like a college atmosphere.
It was like a senior night in college,
you
right?
know what I mean? So it was just, it was real special to be a part of something like that. And just, and to sign back here and to be a part of the growth of the Cleveland Browns and to be able to say, like, we're helping, the ascending Browns, take the next step.
See, like, this is the crazy thing about it, man. You guys count. You guys play a role in this, man. We all play a role in this, man. When you get the momentum going and you start to get the mojo going and you got guys pulling for each other in the locker room and the city's pulling for you and you get that flavor, that energy, like that game he's talking about, the last game of the year against the Jets. And we watched the Jets, right? We took a look at the Jets and all the other different things that they got going. Their rates like the number one unit when it comes to secondary, the number one unit in D-line. They think they're the number one linebackers. They got the Jets as the number one unit. But when it came down to the come down last year, when we was playing them, we had Joe Flacco and them boys running up and down the field. And it just goes to show you we had a special atmosphere in Cleveland last year on our home games. And it was just a special season overall. And that type of stuff matters, man. When you got guys that are going to the game locked in, no more are we just going to the immunity lot to get loaded up and liquored up and drunk and then go boo and put paper bags on our face. You got a job. You got to be ready with that energy to be cheering from first quarter down to the fourth quarter. And they're telling you, look, they feel it. They're like, that was a college atmosphere, man. You don't get that in the pros. And so we got to continue to build on that. We want that same type of energy this year. And we're going to continue to do that when it comes to the defense, man. So shout out to them. And that clip was courtesy of Cleveland Browns Daily and the Cleveland Browns. Shout out to Nathan Zagura over there, man. And Bo Bishop, man. Watch the show all the time. Congratulations for all the success over there as well. Coming up, let's take a look at this. Let's drill down on it. And the first thing is, before we get to defensive line, one of the areas that I think that I kind of put together, because the linebackers are part of the rush so much, let's take a look at the linebacker room a little bit as well. This is one of the reasons why the linebacker room and the Browns are going to be so good when it comes to the front seven, the rush, the defensive line. Take a look at this right here. This is according to PFF. Right here, you got the ranks, JOK at number 18 and Jordan Hicks at 22. Now, you got to think about this. That's two players in the top 25 at linebacker. That's pretty special. That's a pretty special stat. Take a look what they can do. Both can run. They're able to, when you talk about JOK, good coverage grade. His pass rush grade is elite at 87.4. And if you drill down and you look at it with JOK, this is what PFF has to say. They have him coming into this season as the 8th rate linebacker the 8th ranked linebacker in the top 32 of the league. And it says, making up for his lack of size at the position with tremendous speed and quickness, Owusu-Koramoah earned a PFF coverage grade of 70.0 in each of the past 2 seasons. He will also be used effectively as a blitzer in 2023, setting career highs in 18 total pressures with 4 sacks and an 87.4 PFF rushing grade. That's going to be another big part of what he's going to do. Another big part of what JOK does is that pass rush grade. And he's also going to be used against mobile quarterbacks. He's great against the Lamar Jacksons. He's great against the guys, the Justin Fields that like to scramble and extend plays because he's so fast, sideline to sideline. And don't sleep on Jordan Hicks. Just did a blog on Ultimate Browns a week ago about Jordan Hicks, did a spotlight on him, and he's already getting acclimated and excited to be part of the defense. I think he's an upgrade from Anthony Walker. And it's not a knock on Anthony Walker. He did a tremendous job here as well. Just couldn't stay healthy. I think the Browns at linebacker, if they can get something out of Devin Bush, who they kicked the tires on, former first round pick out of Pittsburgh, went to Seattle, you might find something. You might be able to find something with those 2 individuals. Let's take a look at what I think is the most, I would say, the strength of the team almost. To me, the strength of the team, when you take a look at it, I think the strength of the team is the defensive line. And let's take a look at what PFF, where they have those defensive linemen in rank. Take a look at this. Remember what I said. When I was doing the depth charts, you didn't see Maurice Hurst picked as a starting defensive tackle. But if you look at it, Maurice Hurst is ranked higher than Shelby Harris, as well as Dalvin Tomlinson and Quentin Jefferson. Look what his defensive rating is, at 81.0. His rush defense is 76.5. And when you take a look at his pass rush at a 75.9, he's the highest rated defensive tackle that the Cleveland Browns have. That's wild. A guy that is listed 3rd on the depth chart, and Maurice Hurst is your 3rd defensive tackle, but he's rated higher in terms of what he's able to do after getting after the quarterback. This is a very solid tackle room. Maurice Hurst, Shelby Harris, Dalvin Tomlinson, Quentin Jefferson, and you got Mike Hall Jr. And you add him into the rotation of guys. This is really a really nice room. I really like that. Take a look at the edge defenders. They, again, solid and above solid. Myles Garrett, number 1 rated defensive edge player. 93.9, 94 overall, basically. Highest pass rush grade, 94.7. And we talk about it, and I wanted more from Za'Darius Smith. I've been on record, said I want more than 5 sacks. Za'Darius Smith, silently solid. Take a look at his pass rush, his defensive grade, 83.1. His pass rush grade is at 86.8. A lot of times what you don't understand when you play defensive line, and me being a defensive end, I kind of know this. You can have a great rush. You can have a great rep on somebody, but it's a 3-step, and they get rid of the ball. You can have a great rep on somebody, but the quarterback just sprints away from you or scrambles away from you. Like, there are lots of things you can do to affect the play. You can run a guy right into a sack, right? And you don't get credit in the stat sheet, but technically you did a great job. Za'Darius Smith is rated number 16th right there. Obaranko at 62 and Alex Wright in 97. I don't mind it. You got 4 pass rushers in the top 100 at edge rusher. I'll take it. On one team, I like it. I like it. We continue moving on. And let's take a look specifically. We've talked about the linebacker position. We've talked about some of the defensive guys. Let's just drill down on 2 of the guys that that were high on that list that we talked about. And let's start with Myles Garrett. Garrett was nothing short of sensational in 2023, led the league with a 94.7 pass rush grade. What else is new? His 27.3 pass rush win rate was the highest marks in PFF history. It was his 5th straight season that Garrett recorded an elite pass rush grade. And let me talk about this. Let me drill down on this. I don't need nobody talking about pass rush grades. I don't need nobody telling me about how Myles Garrett fell off. Matter of fact, I'm issuing this decree. Unless you've been getting off double teams, you leave that to me. I'll talk about what Myles Garrett need to be doing. You leave that to me. These guys out here be sitting here talking about, well, Myles Garrett, he fell off at the end of the season. He got 5, 6 dudes on him. These dudes ain't never been double teamed and triple teamed before. This dude been getting doubled and tripled since he came into the league. And his 27.3 pass rush win rate was the highest mark in PFF history. See, a lot of times, sometimes you just don't know. If you ain't never put your hand in the dirt, just let me talk about that. Let me get to it. It be guys out here that don't know what they be talking about, man. Why? Sacks is not the end-all, be-all. Sacks is not. Tackles for loss can be something. Now, there's one critique I will say on Myles Garrett. I want to see you be more disruptive on the run game. I don't got a problem with your pass rush. Let me see more. You could be more disruptive in tackles for loss, getting in the backfield, being disruptive. That's what I want to see. But in terms of the rest of that stuff, stop playing with me. Myles Garrett keeps falling off at the end of the – listen, there's more people on this field besides Myles Garrett that need to show up and do something. That's low-hanging fruit. Y'all need to get in that film room and get in that film work and start talking about what the other nuances is. Stop saying everything is Myles Garrett. Y'all be doing that. We're going to get to the offensive side of the ball too. Today is defense. Next week is offense. Deep dive. Y'all got to come up with something besides Deshaun Watson and Myles Garrett. Y'all getting paid all this doggone money to say 2 names. Come on now. Come on. Don't get rough. Don't get your feathers ruffled. Somebody's out there. Is he talking to me? Nah, I ain't say no names. It is what it is. Let's get to this number 17, Za'Darius Smith. You can't use the Myles Garrett effect as the way to brush off Smith's 85.3 overall grade and 86.6 pass rush grade in 2023. As he had nearly identical numbers the previous season in Minnesota as well. The 31-year-old posted back-to-back seasons with pass rush win rate above 18% after going through back surgery in 2021, missing all but 1 game that season. 18% pass rush grade win rate is nice. I want to see more production because I think I can get more out of Za'Darius Smith. I think I can. And I put on the thumbnail. Alex Wright is a guy who I'm expecting a nice little jump from as well. Alex Wright is one of those dudes as well. So you take a look at why the Browns defense is so solid is because they got monsters and they got deep pockets when it comes to the defensive line and the front 7 in general. With that